Day 9. Greetings, citizens. I'm Colonel Failure. This is the Colonel's Journal for Day 9 of Eco. As you can possibly make out in the background, I have upped the tempo, I have upped the level of epic, and your adrenaline should be racing along there quite nicely with the new Colonel's Journal background soundtrack. I've been a busy boy, friends. As you can see there, we'll take a look at this magnificent edifice in just a moment. But I've decided that I am no longer happy with my main house, and so I'm building something new, and it's something extravagant. It's the phantom cart there. There's someone flying. That's nice. I'm hoping that there's a building. There is a building up there. That's jolly fortunate. Anyway, this particular trek is one that I make on a very regular basis as we traipse across town. And you'll note I'm not using the paths at all. That's because the paths are in a really ridiculous place, and I take the straight route between my house and that of What's the Mortar, the brick sales department. See, look, I could use the road, but I'm not going to. I tease the road that I might use. Using the road, not using the road. See? Magic. Then I can't be bothered jumping, so we'll use the road for this bit. But as you can see, the town centre really is coming along really rather splendidly. That's a nice bit of grass going on there. I mean, could possibly benefit from a goat to mow it in some fashion. But here we go. This is the first of what will be 3 new buildings that you've got going on there, and it is using up every penny that I've been making from selling food, fundamentally, in a brand new setup. I go through stone to repair my hammer like you absolutely would not believe. Well, you probably would believe it. I use my hammer quite a lot in order to build the new edifice. But this look and feel will feel familiar to those of you who've ever watched me build anything else. I am once again chasing after a semi-industrial feel. Right, now then, the majority of today's journal is going to be occupied with quite a hefty amount of building. As you can see, we're already laying out the template for the next construction here, and we're going to show this off at high speed because I don't want to keep you around for too long. You've got places to be and people to see, and so I thought I'd start out with a quick recipe, which is ideal for the modern builder on the go, suitable to be eaten at just about any altitude, and as such, that's today's recipe. So here we go. It's something that we in the trade like to call rice sludge. Oh yes, it's full of good vitamins. No, actually, it's got no vitamin quality whatsoever, but it really does pack in the carbs. And as mentioned, you can eat it whether high or low. So what you're going to need here is you're going to need to get a nice big fat bunch of rice, and I can't stress enough how nice, big and fat you want your bunch of rice. And then once you've gathered it together, give it a little shake just to make sure that it's ricey, and then set fire to it. Then give it a little while, and bada bing, you've got yourself the rice sludge, which you can advertise as being very high in calorific value and therefore make quite a lot of money out of it. This meal also comes with a serving suggestion. For maximum portability, I suggest you find yourself an old sports sock, fill it full of the rice sludge there, and then maybe cut out the big toe. If your personal hygiene is not that great, chances are the big toe won't need cutting out. Now, previously I incorrectly said that I was laying out the new building. I've completely forgotten what I was up to here. No, actually what I'm doing is I'm designing the roof for the building you see opposite. And we go up the tempo, and off we go. Basically, what I want to make sure is that when the new roof is on, that it's not just a flat rectangle going all the way up. After all, we're hardly likely to survive an impending meteor strike if I'm using a house that is anything less than 100% glamorous. And I'm also aiming to, as part of this 3-part construction, to build the tallest building in town. Not that I'm vain in any way at all, but I want to have the biggest building in town. What are you going to do about it? So I go through bricks at a fair old rate, and stone as well. You'll notice actually that I now have the ability to build, well, just about everything out of stone. I've largely abandoned farming, and Tolokran has taken over from that, selling me his wares on a daily basis, which is great. It means that I don't have to go out there rummaging around in fields. Dear me, that's so far beneath me, it's not even worth talking about. And instead, I can move on from being concerned about the fate of the humble tomato or the noble beet, and instead, I have invested some skill points into brick. No, not brick, into stone construction. Brick construction too expensive, that is, for the time being. I might pick it up later on, but we'll wait till we've earned some fresh points before doing that. So as you can see, as we pause for breath ever so briefly, we've kind of got the flat structure of the roof set up. Now each room in the house is well, it's not actually that complicated. It's basically just a box. But the idea is that I'll be able to segregate those individual boxes, turn them into separate rooms, so that I can maximise my skill gain. At the moment, one of the things that the town has provided to me, and I've not reminded anybody that they've done this at all, is that we put together a house that was particularly well designed in terms of skill point earning. And that's basically, what it basically involves is cramming as many bits of furniture as you can into a house before going, hey, ta-da, at which point your skill point earning is pretty remarkable. As you can see, mine is a quite beefy 34.7 skill points a day. I convinced them to do this, of course, because I said, well, you know, if I get my skill points up, then I'll be able to cook all of the best recipes in the game, and no one will ever go hungry, and I can charge a lot less for everything. And of course they believed me, because, you know, why wouldn't they? I've got an honest face. But yes, I've got skill points coming in galore, and now I'm just investing them in the ability to build quite spectacular looking buildings at very high speed. You may think I've sped this up. No, this is the speed at which I operate normally, charging around the map. Not even using hacks, bruv. This is just the way that I roll. I type fast, I think fast, I design very quickly. So the basic plan for this upper floor here is that we've kind of got the walls recessed with a little bit of the classic style of outer windows. I guess you'd call it like a window alcove. Which there's probably a real name for somewhere. Let's get this glass out of the way. So that's the motif that I've gone for on this building. So I'm building 3 buildings. This is overuse of the word building here, fella. I am building 3 buildings, and I'm building them in 3 slightly different styles. So we're taking the same material motif in each case, as we knock down the kitchen there. Never was happy with that kitchen. I like the idea of the kitchen more than I like the execution of it, I think it's fair to say. You can't make out anything that's going on now, of course, because it's dark and it's all moving at high speed. Hammer's broken again. So slightly different design on each one, although having put this together, or when I put this together, it's almost like I recorded this in the past. But when I've put this together, I'm actually quite pleased with the aesthetic design that I've managed to accomplish. Let's get all this wood out of the way. Now, you might notice that I do have a significant volume of wood that I'm gradually accumulating from the buildings I'm destroying. Well, that's just nothing compared to tearing down my main house, which we'll get to probably tomorrow, maybe the day after that, or maybe several days after that. It happened. I tore it all down. It's all wrecked. Anyway, this one's we're almost there on this one. Personally, I'm pretty pleased with how this one's going. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today. So if you'd like to keep up with the series, please do feel free to subscribe and throw a like in this direction if you too like brick buildings. I'll catch you very soon. Cheerio!